Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome to my channel. Please scroll down for your sun, moon, and rising sign using the timestamps below for your reading. I'm using a 3-card spread and the Aquatic Tarot for a weekly reading. Let's see what the tarot has to say for next week for each sign. But first, please diarize the 21st next week. On October 21st, Mercury is forming a smooth and supportive trine with Saturn, and this is the kind of energy that can really help us level up. Mercury, the planet of communication, thoughts and ideas, is joining forces with Saturn, the planet of discipline, structure and responsibility. What does that mean for us? In short, it's the perfect time to get serious about our plans, have meaningful conversations, and set ourselves up for long-term success. But let's get back to the tarot. Hey there, Aries. Looks like next week is shaping up to be quite the whirlwind of energy, so buckle up. We kick things off with the Lovers. And no, it's not just about romance, though if that's on your mind, things could definitely heat up in that department. This card is all about choices. You're going to face some decisions next week that will pull you between two directions. Whether it's work, personal, or something in between, it's time to tune into your heart and make a move that feels aligned with your higher self. You may feel some chemistry brewing, whether it's with a person, a new hobby, or even a career opportunity. Flirt with the possibilities. Now, I won't sugarcoat it. The 10 of Wands comes in with a bit of a reality check. You're juggling a lot right now. Those decisions from the Lovers, they might leave you feeling like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders. But here's the thing. Sometimes we bite off more than we can chew, and that's okay. The message here is, delegate, babe. You don't need to carry all the responsibilities yourself. Take a step back and see where you can share the load. You don't need to be a one-person army. But don't worry, there's light at the end of the tunnel because the 8 of Wands flies in with some fast-paced action. Whatever decisions you make and whatever burdens you're carrying, next week things are going to pick up speed and fast. Expect quick progress, news flying in, and maybe even a surprise or two. If you've been waiting for something to move, it's about to really take off. So make sure you're ready to ride the wave. In a nutshell, next week you're going to face some important choices. The Lovers. Feel the weight of responsibility, 10 of Wands. But things will start moving fast, and you'll get a much-needed boost of momentum, 8 of Wands. Taurus. Next week is going to be quite the ride, so let's get into it. We start with the Hierophant, who's all about tradition and structure. This card is basically like that friend who always tells you to stick to the rules. And next week you might feel drawn to follow the tried and tested paths. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or your personal life, there's a sense of needing to keep things by the book. Maybe you're learning something new, seeking advice from a mentor, or just feeling like your routine needs a little more stability. The Hierophant is here to remind you that sometimes sticking with the usual path leads to growth and wisdom. But here's where it gets interesting. The 10 of Swords swoops in, and yikes, this one can look a little dramatic. This card is like a mic drop moment of it's over. There's a big ending coming next week, but don't freak out. It's actually a blessing in disguise. Yes, it might feel a bit intense, like you've hit rock bottom with something, but the beauty of this card is that it signals the worst is behind you. It's time to release the pain, let go of what's been holding you back, and embrace the fact that this chapter is officially closed. Trust me, it's clearing the way for better things. And speaking of better things, the 4 of Wands enters to save the day with all the celebratory vibes. After that heavy 10 of Swords moment, this card is like your after party. It's all about joy, community, and yes, celebration. You've been through a lot, but now it's time to kick back and appreciate the people and achievements that light you up. Whether you're attending a fun event, reconnecting with loved ones, or simply feeling proud of something you've accomplished, the 4 of Wands is here to remind you to celebrate those wins, big or small. In a nutshell, next week is a mix of tradition, the Hierophant, a tough ending, 10 of Swords, and a well-deserved celebration, 4 of Wands. Get ready for some serious growth, followed by a party to celebrate the progress you've made. Cancer. Let's get into what's coming up next week. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of inner strength and emotional wisdom on the horizon. We start with the 7 of Wands, which is like your cosmic cheerleader shouting, "Stand your ground." Next week, you'll likely face some competition or challenges where you'll need to hold your position firmly. People might be questioning your decisions, testing your boundaries, or just giving you that side eye. But guess what? you've got the upper hand. The Seven of Wands is all about confidence, resilience, and pushing through adversity. So whether it's at work, in your personal life, or even with yourself, hello self-doubt, stand tall and fight for what you believe in. You've earned your spot. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Then, we move into the serene waters of the King of Cups, the emotional boss of the tarot deck. While the Seven of Wands brings the fire, the King of Cups brings the calm. This card is all about mastering your emotions and keeping things steady no matter what life throws at you. Next week, you're going to be a rock for others, or maybe even for yourself. You'll handle tricky situations with compassion and diplomacy, instead of letting the drama take over. Think of yourself as the wise and cool leader, pouring some emotional wisdom over any fiery chaos. You've got this. Finally, we have the Four of Cups, the meh card of the tarot. You might be feeling a little over it by the end of the week. Maybe an opportunity comes your way, but you're just not feeling it. Or you're stuck in your head focusing on what's not going right. The Four of Cups is a reminder that sometimes we miss out on good things because we're too wrapped up in what we think we should have. The message here is, keep your eyes open. Something really great might be offered to you, but you've got to snap out of the funk to see it. Don't let a good opportunity slip away just because you're caught up in your feels. In a nutshell, next week you'll be standing strong, Seven of Wands, handling emotional situations like a pro, King of Cups, and possibly shaking off some meh vibes, Four of Cups. Stay open to what's being offered to you, and don't be afraid to stand your ground when it matters. All right, Gemini, hold on to your hat. Next week is coming in fast and fierce with some major shifts and a dash of luxury at the end. First up, we have the Knight of Swords, and let me tell you, this card is all about speed and action. Picture this knight charging forward on a mission. He's bold, brave, and not wasting any time. Next week, you're going to be feeling super motivated to tackle something head-on. Whether it's a project, conversation, or personal goal, the energy is all about quick decisions and moving forward with confidence. Just be careful not to rush too much or overlook details in the process. It's like you're revved up and ready to go, so grab the reins and take charge. Next, we hit the Death card. Don't panic, though. Death in tarot is not about literal endings, but transformations. This is that big moment where something in your life is coming to a close, making room for fresh, new beginnings. Think of it like a wardrobe detox, out with the old, in with the new. Next week, you might find yourself shedding what no longer serves you, whether it's a mindset, a habit, or even a situation. It's all about rebirth. Something is ending, but you're going to feel so much lighter because of it. So embrace the transformation and trust that what's coming next is way better. And speaking of better, enter the Nine of Pentacles, aka the card of luxury and self-sufficiency. After the whirlwind of change, this card is here to remind you that you're thriving. Next week, you'll be basking in the results of your hard work. The Nine of Pentacles is about enjoying the finer things in life and recognizing how far you've come. Whether that means treating yourself to something special or just soaking in the satisfaction of your achievements, this card is pure, you've earned it energy. So, after all that fast-paced action and transformation, don't forget to take a moment to enjoy your success, because you deserve it. In a nutshell, next week, expect to charge ahead with motivation, Knight of Swords, go through a major life transformation, death, and land in a place of luxury and success, Nine of Pentacles. It's all about taking action, embracing change, and enjoying the beautiful rewards of your efforts. Leo, next week is looking like a mix of steady progress, opportunities, and a little sneaky strategy. Let's get into it. We start with the Page of Pentacles, and this card is all about fresh beginnings, particularly in the realm of money, work, or projects. Next week, you might be diving into something new, whether it's a side hustle, a new job, or even an idea you've been wanting to develop. This page is the curious one, eager to learn and grow, so it's time to plant some seeds for future success. Expect exciting opportunities to pop up, but remember, this is just the start. Keep your eyes open for the chance to invest in yourself, whether it's through learning, trying something new, or even starting a financial goal. Then we roll into the Knight of Pentacles, and let me tell you, this guy is all about patience and persistence. Unlike the fast-moving knights, this one likes to take his time and get things done right. So next week is all about putting in the work, slow and steady. You've got the vision from the Page of Pentacles, but the Knight reminds you that great things take time. Don't rush. You might be focusing on long-term goals, working on something that requires discipline, or just feeling the need to pace yourself. Stay committed, stay focused, and you'll see those seeds start to grow. But wait, Here comes a twist with the Seven of Swords, the sneaky one in the tarot deck. Now don't panic. This card is less about betrayal and more about strategy. Next week, you might need to play your cards close to your chest. Whether it's at work, in a personal situation, or with your own goals, the Seven of Swords is all about using your smarts to get ahead. Sometimes it's about being clever, maybe even bending the rules a little, ethically of course, to get what you want. Be mindful of what's going on around you. There might be people or situations where you need to stay sharp and avoid any trickery. Or you might find yourself needing to be a little strategic to make sure things go your way. In a nutshell, next week is all about laying down the foundation, Page of Pentacles, working hard and staying patient, Knight of Pentacles, and using your smarts to navigate tricky situations, Seven of Swords. Keep your eyes on the prize, but don't forget to stay clever. Virgo, next week's energy looks like a mix of curiosity, victory, and smooth sailing. Let's see what's coming your way. We start off with the Page of Swords, aka the curious and clever card of the deck. This page brings that fresh, youthful energy where you're ready to learn, question, and maybe even shake things up a bit. Next week, expect your brain to be in overdrive. You'll be full of ideas, quick on your feet, and perhaps diving into new projects or conversations that really get your mental gears turning. You might be researching something new, having some stimulating conversations, or just finding yourself extra sharp and ready for anything. Just be careful not to rush into things without all the info. You know how the page can sometimes be a little too impulsive. Next, we ride right into the Six of Wands, and let me tell you, this card screams victory. After all that mental work from the Page of Swords, you're stepping into a moment of recognition and success. Next week, you'll likely get some well-deserved praise for something you've been working on. People will see you and be like, wow, look at you go. Whether it's a work accomplishment, personal achievement, or just feeling like you've overcome a challenge, this card says, you've earned it. Don't be shy. Soak up that victory parade and enjoy the spotlight. You're winning, and people are noticing. And finally, we glide into the calm waters of the Six of Swords. After all the hustle and celebration, this card is your smooth transition into a better, more peaceful state. Next week, you'll be moving away from any past struggles or mental stress and finding a place of calm. Whether it's literally traveling, changing your mindset, or just moving past something emotionally, the Six of Swords is all about leaving the rough waters behind and heading towards smoother shores. It's a little breather after all that action. Think of it as your take a deep breath and move forward moment. In a nutshell, next week you're going to be mentally sharp, Page of Swords, basking in some well-earned success, Six of Wands, and smoothly moving into calmer, more peaceful waters, Six of Swords. Keep your mind open, enjoy your victories, and don't be afraid to leave behind anything that's been weighing you down. Libra. Get ready for a week that's bringing some serious boss energy, awakening, and a dash of cosmic hope. Let's dive in. First up, we have the King of Pentacles strutting into the picture. This card is the ultimate CEO energy. Next week, you're stepping into a place of stability, abundance, and authority when it comes to your material world. Whether it's at work, in your finances, or even in how you run your life, the King of Pentacles is here to remind you that you've got everything you need to create long-lasting success. You're not rushing, you're taking your time to build your empire, brick by brick. Expect to feel grounded and totally in control of your resources. You might even get some opportunities to show off your skills or leadership. Think luxury, security, and feeling very well rooted. You're the boss, and everyone knows it. Then, Judgment swoops in with a big awakening moment. This card is like a cosmic alarm clock going off. It's time to reflect, listen to your inner calling, and make some big decisions. Next week, you might find yourself at a crossroads, where you need to evaluate where you've been and where you're going. It's about hearing that inner voice and making the call to step into a new phase of life. Maybe it's time to forgive yourself or someone else, let go of the past, or finally answer that calling you've been hearing in the back of your mind. Judgment says, this is your moment for clarity and transformation, time to rise up and embrace your higher purpose. And finally, the star sparkles into the reading with its message of hope, healing, and inspiration. After the deep introspection of Judgment, the star is here to remind you that the universe has your back. Next week, you'll feel a sense of renewal, like you're ready to dream big again. It's all about healing any wounds, trusting the journey, and believing that bright things are ahead. Whether you're recovering from a tough situation, or just feeling like you need some cosmic reassurance, the star is here to light up your path. It's your time to feel inspired and filled with faith in your future. Don't be afraid to wish on that proverbial star. Things are looking brighter than ever. In a nutshell, next week you'll feel like a boss handling your world, King of Pentacles. Go through a powerful moment of self-reflection and awakening, Judgment, and end the week with a beautiful sense of hope and inspiration, the Star. You're in control, you're transforming, and the universe is guiding you toward brighter days. Scorpio, next week's energy is all about balance, nurturing yourself, taking action, and making some exciting choices. Let's break it down. We kick things off with the Queen of Pentacles, and this queen is all about practical magic. Next week, you'll be in total boss mode when it comes to your home, finances, or health. Think nurturing vibes. This is your time to take care of yourself and those around you. You're basically the queen of comfort, making sure everything is handled with care. Whether it's managing your money, cooking a fabulous meal, or just making your space feel like a sanctuary, you're grounded and ready to create abundance. You've got this solid, earthy energy, so don't be afraid to pamper yourself or show others how much you care. Then, whoosh. The Knight of Swords zooms in with some serious speed. This card is all about fast action and clear thinking. While the Queen of Pentacles has that slow, steady energy, the Knight of Swords is the total opposite. He's quick, he's decisive, and he's on a mission. Next week, expect some fast-paced moments where you'll need to act swiftly. Whether it's handling a situation at work or jumping on an opportunity, this card is all about moving forward without hesitation. Just be careful not to rush in too fast without checking the details. You don't want to knock things over in your haste. It's all about balance between action and caution. And now we get to the Lovers, which yes, brings all the relationship vibes, but it's not just about romance. Next week, you're going to face some kind of big choice. It could be a relationship decision, romance alert, or something deeper, like aligning your head and heart to make a choice that feels right for you. The Lovers are here to remind you that next week is about harmony, whether in love, friendships, or important decisions. You might feel a strong connection with someone, or you could find yourself needing to choose between two paths that pull at your heartstrings. Trust yourself to make the choice that feels aligned with your values. In a nutshell, next week is a beautiful blend of nurturing energy, Queen of Pentacles, quick action, Knight of Swords, and some powerful choices, the Lovers. You're handling things like a pro, whether it's practical matters, fast decisions, or important relationship vibes. You've got everything you need to make it a great week. Sagittarius next week might feel a bit bumpy at first, but don't worry, it's all leading to smoother waters and peace of mind. Let's break it down. We start off with the Five of Wands, which is like the everyone's got an opinion card. Next week, you might find yourself caught in some minor conflicts or competition. Think of it like a bunch of people all talking at once and trying to get their point across. It's not serious drama, more like playful bickering, or maybe even a healthy challenge at work or in your personal life. Whether it's disagreements with co-workers, friends, or even within yourself, the key here is to avoid getting too caught up in the chaos. Everyone's just trying to be heard, and so are you. Keep your cool, navigate the noise, and remember, it's okay to stand your ground without turning things into a full-on battle. Next up, we have the Six of Swords, and this is your getaway card, not necessarily a physical one, but definitely a mental shift. After the tension of the Five of Wands, the Six of Swords comes in to say, hey, it's time to move on from this. Next week, you'll find yourself leaving behind the stress and heading toward a more peaceful, calm state of mind. It's all about transition and finding that sweet relief from whatever conflict or stress has been bogging you down. Whether you're literally traveling or just mentally shifting gears, this card says you're moving toward calmer waters. Think of it as finally taking that deep breath and realizing, okay, things are going to be fine. Now here comes the Nine of Swords, which can look a little intense at first glance, but it's really just your anxious thoughts coming to the surface. Next week, you might find yourself overthinking or worrying about things that are totally out of your control. This is the can't sleep at night because I'm stressing over everything card. But here's the thing. Most of what the Nine of Swords brings up is in your head. It's a reminder to step back and recognize when you're letting fear or anxiety run the show. Try not to let those worries overwhelm you, and instead focus on solutions. Hello, Six of Swords. Don't hesitate to talk it out with someone, or find ways to calm your mind, like journaling or meditating. In a nutshell, next week might start off with some conflict or competition, Five of Wands. but you'll soon be moving toward a more peaceful state, 6 of Swords. And by the end of the week, you'll want to keep those anxious thoughts in check, 9 of Swords. Remember, you're transitioning to calmer waters. Don't let the stress get the best of you. Capricorn next week is bringing some emotional release, fresh inspiration, and a bold new direction. Let's dive in. We start with the 3 of Swords, which is the ouch card of the tarot deck. But before you grab the tissues, hear me out. Next week, you might face some kind of emotional disappointment or heartbreak. Maybe a tough conversation, a lingering sadness, or just a moment where something doesn't go as planned. But this card is here to remind you that it's okay to feel the feels. Let yourself process any heartache, and remember that this pain is temporary. The good news, the storm clears pretty quickly because... Next up, the Ace of Wands bursts onto the scene like a bolt of fiery creative energy. This card is all about new beginnings and exciting opportunities. After any emotional release from the 3 of Swords, the Ace of Wands comes in like a lightning strike of inspiration. You'll feel recharged and ready to take on something new, whether it's a creative project, a fresh idea, or just a burst of energy to start something exciting. It's like the universe hands you a magical wand and says, go create your future. This is your green light to start something you're passionate about. Don't hold back. And then we have the 8 of Cups, which is all about walking away from what no longer serves you. Next week, you might feel a deep pull to leave behind something that's been weighing you down, whether it's an old emotional situation, a toxic habit, or even a job or relationship that doesn't bring you joy anymore. The 8 of Cups isn't about sadness, it's about empowerment. You're ready to step into something better, even if it means leaving behind what's comfortable. This card says, trust your intuition, take that leap, and don't look back. You're moving towards something more fulfilling, and it's a beautiful journey. In a nutshell, next week might start with some emotional release, 3 of Swords, but you'll soon feel a surge of new inspiration and energy, Ace of Wands, leading you to confidently walk away from anything that no longer aligns with your higher purpose, 8 of Cups. It's all about healing, passion, and moving forward. Aquarius, next week is all about standing your ground, mastering your emotions, and finding some much-needed me time. Let's break it down. First up, we've got the 7 of Wands, which is all about defending your position. Next week, you might find yourself in a situation where you'll need to stand tall and hold your ground, whether it's at work, with friends, or even standing firm on your personal boundaries. People may be challenging you or questioning your choices, but don't worry. The 7 of Wands is here to remind you that you've already earned your spot and you've got the upper hand. Channel that inner warrior spirit and show everyone that you mean business. It's not about fighting, it's about confidence. You know what you want, and next week, you're not letting anyone shake you. Next, we slide into the calm, cool waters of the King of Cups, the emotional master. This king knows how to stay steady and balanced no matter what waves are crashing around him. Next week, you'll be feeling like an emotional Jedi, handling tricky situations with total grace. Whether there's drama swirling around you or you just need to keep your cool in a stressful moment, the King of Cups is your reminder to stay centered and lead with compassion. You've got emotional maturity on your side, so even if things get intense, you're not letting the chaos throw you off. You'll be the wise, grounded rock that others look up to. And finally, we have the Hermit, the ultimate time to retreat and reflect card. After standing your ground and being the emotional anchor, you're going to need some alone time to recharge. Next week, you might feel the need to step away from the noise, take a break from the hustle, and dive into some soul-searching. The Hermit is all about going within to find wisdom and clarity. This doesn't mean you're isolating yourself. It's more like hitting the pause button to reconnect with yourself. Light your lantern, take a deep breath, and enjoy that much-needed self-reflection. You'll come out the other side with new insights and fresh energy. In a nutshell, next week, you'll be confidently standing your ground, 7 of Wands, keeping your emotions in check like a pro, King of Cups, and taking some solo time to recharge and reflect, the Hermit. You're balancing action, emotional mastery, and inner wisdom like a true tarot rock star. Pisces next week is all about fresh starts, making things right, and opening doors to new opportunities. Let's dive in. We kick things off with the Ace of Wands, which is basically a giant spark of inspiration and creativity. Next week, you're going to feel a burst of energy, like a light bulb moment where everything suddenly feels exciting and full of potential. Whether it's a new project, a creative idea, or even just a sudden desire to shake things up, this card says, go for it. It's that fire in your belly feeling, so don't hold back. This is the universe handing you a match and saying, light it up. It's time to take action on those things you've been dreaming about, because this energy is all about beginnings with passion. Then we move into justice, which means next week you'll be dealing with some truth, fairness, and balance. This card shows up when the scales need to be balanced. So whether it's a situation where you're seeking fairness or something in your life needs to be set right, justice is here to bring things back into harmony. You might find yourself making important decisions or resolving something that's been out of balance for a while. And remember, this card is all about karma. So what you've put out into the world will come back to you in a fair way. Be honest, be fair, and know that justice will be served. This is your moment to align with integrity. Finally, we land with the Ace of Pentacles, the ultimate card of new opportunities and prosperity. Next week, the universe isn't just throwing you inspiration, it's also giving you something solid and real to work with. The Ace of Pentacles is all about fresh starts in the material world, like a new job, a financial opportunity, or even something as simple as planting the seeds for a new healthy habit. It's a sign that abundance is on its way. But this is just the beginning. You've got to nurture this opportunity to see it grow. Whether you're starting a new venture or investing in something long-term, this is the green light for success and stability. In a nutshell, next week, you'll feel a surge of inspiration, Ace of Wands. Bring balance and fairness into your life, justice, and be gifted with a new opportunity to build something solid, Ace of Pentacles. It's all about fresh starts, taking action, and finding balance in the best way possible.